Hello, Tom from Tabletop Tap Room, and we are reporting on the dumpster fire at Christmas, also known as TSR taking Wizards of the Coast to court. And this is it even a week old? It's not. I don't think this is even a week old. It's things are happening fast like this. You can't keep track of it. And wow. So it's complicated, and I didn't want to do a 2-hour video on this this whole court thing because there's so many facets to it. And now it really seems it boils down to one thing, and I'm going to get to that. But I'm going to just parse out one situation: the funding campaign. What's going on with the Indiegogo funding campaign? Because I actually did this video, and then as I was editing it, more information started turning up, and suddenly I had to change the whole script. So the Indiegogo campaign was done at the same time that TSR filed in federal court in the wrong venue, no less, to take Wizards of the Coast to court. So everybody was looking at that and scratching their heads, and everybody's going like, wrong venue, wrong venue. And so, I'm looking up federal court rules when you file on the wrong venue, what's the proper venue? And yeah, it looks like they did it. And this is just dumb because anybody, defendant or plaintiff or the judge, can ask for it to be dismissed if it's in the wrong venue. The judge has one extra little wrinkle. If he finds that it's in the interest of justice, he can transfer it. And this is clearly not an interest of justice case, So it wasn't going to get transferred. Well, just days into this thing, who asked for it to be dismissed? TSR. And so, it's like, and I'm sitting here going, who had the stupid attack that they were like so stupid, their head was so far up their behind that they weren't getting oxygen that they said, let's file in the wrong venue. I mean, because this is such a rookie lawyer mistake. This is like lawyer 101. It doesn't even take a lawyer to do a little bit of reading and figure out that what were they thinking? It seems like there was something else at play. So the Indiegogo page campaign to raise funds is to simply raise funds to fight Wizards of the Coast. If you read through it, you watch Justin Lanassa's video, there's 3 things. It's to raise funds to fight Wizards of the Coast. There's a promise that they're going to also take them to court and force them to take the legacy disclaimer off of their stuff on one bookshelf. And, that's just silly, but that's a promise for the future. And it's a flexible campaign. So whatever they get, they keep. They don't have to do it. We could talk about the, and then they put a little feel-good thing on there. Like, if there's more money left over, we're going to give it to the Gary Gygax Memorial Fund. Except the Gary Gygax Memorial Fund was like, hey, we never discussed this with Justin Lanassa. In fact, we don't like Lanassa and we don't want any of his money. So Lanassa had to go and change. He edited the Indiegogo page to say that any funds left over would go to the Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum. The Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum would be putting up a memorial to the creators of the game. So that's the little feel-good thing. So you can feel good about donating to this campaign because we're going to be taking on the giant Wizards of the Coast. And we promise that sometime in the future, we're going to force them to take down that legacy disclaimer that they put on all the legacy products that they sell. Well, and then, and this is fun. We're not really getting to the real meat of this yet, but let me just bring up this. So here's the really fun part. Notice, let me hover the thing right down here. When over, that means, this is Lanassa speaking, when over, that means when TSR says the battle is over. All leftover funds go back to the Dungeon Hobby Museum, beautiful memorial, original creators, on the grounds, Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum. Well, this campaign is not over till Lanassa says it's over. So he never has to end it. This can run. It's not over till I say this can run forever, because the stipulation here is it's only over when Lanassa says it's over. So whatever money they get, they keep. They don't even have to put up a memorial, and because they have met the implied contractual obligation of this campaign, because they filed in court and then they withdrew. Just by filing in federal court, they have met the implied contractual obligation of this funding campaign, that they're going to fight Wizards of the Coast with the money. So therefore, they don't have to do anything more with this money. They just keep it. They don't have to file in the proper venue. They have met on a technicality. They just get to keep whatever money they raise. So what's really going on here? Well, as I was editing this, notifications are coming up, and it turns out, thank you, Eric Tenkar, for reporting this, that Wizards of the Coast struck first, and that before this was filed in federal court by TSR in the wrong venue, they were just hot-footing it to the closest courthouse to file it. Wizards of the Coast had actually already alleged fraud in the United States Post Office and Patent Office, and of Justin Lanassa. Now it's alleged, and Mr. Lanassa is innocent till proven guilty in a court of law. So we must give him that benefit of the doubt. But Wizards of the Coast didn't even, they just, hey, he committed fraud. They outline it in their filing. And so the TSR taking Wizards to court in federal court for a declaration judgment on the trademarks is now appears to be a response to Wizards of the Coast firing a shot across their bow. And so it's just a quick hot foot. They suddenly realize they're going to have to come up with money, because if the fraud is proven, they're liable for damages. And those damages would include legal fees for Wizards of the Coast lawyers, who probably get paid much more than Lanassa's lawyers. So this is a grift to raise money to defray the cost of the damages that he's going to have to pay if he is found guilty of fraud in this venue of the United States Postal Service Trademark and Patent Office. So that's what appears to be going on, that this was a ploy to raise money, crass manipulation, because that whole "we're going to take them on" about that legacy disclaimer, that was a little pull at the emotional strings. Nobody likes that. Everybody hates it. There's maybe like 2 people out there that like it. Everybody hates the whole legacy disclaimer. It's just stupid. And so that was an emotional ploy. And then mentioned the Gary Gygax Memorial Fund, because, I'd love to see some kind of memorial to Gary Gygax. And I'm sure millions of other gamers would. And, it'd become a mecca. You go there and you'd leave a 20-sided dice at the memorial, kind of like that practice of leaving a coin on the headstone when at the cemetery, when you, just to show that, somebody had been there. And, so yeah, there were little emotional ploys in that whole thing, but it just kind of is beginning to smell like a grift. My judgment, and I leave it to you to make your own judgment on it. But it now appears that this filing was just, we better do something quick. and the whole fundraising campaign. They have ticked the boxes. They have technically done what they need to do to just go ahead and keep the money. Nobody can come back at them and say you were fraudulent on the fundraising campaign. And it's really looking like this was just a crass grift to manipulate the gaming community into paying his damages to Wizards of the Coast that he's going to have to pay if he is found guilty of fraud. Just let's wheel another dumpster up and light that one on fire too. This is a 2 or 3 dumpster fire. This is not just a 1 dumpster fire. It's like a 2 or 3 dumpster fire. And the conflation is just going to be like, wow. So, wow. Tom from Tabletop Tap Room, I'm going to sign out on this. Donate to the legal battle if you want, but just be aware it's beginning to look like it was a grift on the part of TSR to help cover their legal damages they'll be liable for if they're found guilty of fraud. So till there's more news, keep on gaming and bring some popcorn to enjoy watching the fire next time. Tom signing out.